I never meant to hear it. I was only walking down the hallway, heading toward the kitchen for a glass of water when her voice cut through the quiet like a scalpel. Sharp, precise, cruel. That fat hippo disgusts me. I'm only interested in his fortune. My wife, telling her mother, laughing like she'd said something clever. I didn't move, didn't breathe. I just stood there, one step outside the room, letting the words brand themselves into my skull. She kept talking, listing plans, irritations, timelines. Things she could only say if she believed I was a fool, a wallet with a heartbeat. I walked away before she noticed me, not because I was weak, but because I needed to remember every syllable exactly as it was said. People think heartbreak is loud. It isn't. It's silent, cold, calculating. And in that cold, I began to plan. We met 8 years earlier at a charity gala. She smiled like she'd been sculpted to win attention. I mistook it for warmth. She mistook me for opportunity. I had money. I didn't flaunt it, but it hovered around me like a scent, and she caught it instantly. Our first years were peaceful. Or maybe I was just blind. Love can do that. It turns warnings into quirks, red flags into personality, and manipulation into affection. She said she admired my work ethic. She said she felt safe with me. She said everything a lonely man wants to hear. I believed her words. But the night I overheard her, I finally saw her intentions. The mask had slipped. After that night, I became a ghost in my own home, quiet, observant, invisible by choice. I started noticing things I'd ignored before. Her sudden interest in my insurance plans, her subtle suggestions about transferring assets to make life easier, her increasing late-night phone calls with her mother. She talked more freely when she thought I was asleep. I learned a lot lying there, eyes closed, memorizing every coded conversation. Pain sharpened me. Humiliation shaped me, and betrayal taught me how to move without making a sound. I hired a forensic accountant, secretly, a private investigator, quietly, a lawyer, silently. All three operated under strict NDAs. I wasn't taking revenge with fists. I was using signatures, transactions, and timing. It's incredible how much destruction you can achieve using nothing but paperwork. 3 months. That's how long I spent preparing. 3 months of smiling at her, cooking dinner for her, sleeping beside her like nothing had changed. She thought I was boring, predictable, safe. She had no idea I was dismantling her future piece by piece. The execution started on a Thursday. I sold our $3.4 million home, fast, quiet, through a private investor who owed me a favor. A wire transfer hit my account before the ink dried. Next, I closed every joint account, every card, every investment she could reach for. I moved the funds into a trust she'd never touch. Then, just before sunrise, I packed a single duffel bag. Before leaving, I stood by the bedroom door and watched her sleep. Even now, she looked peaceful when plotting my ruin. That gave me a strange sort of closure. Not sadness, not anger, just confirmation. I placed a letter on her nightstand. Not an apology, not an explanation, a statement. She woke up 2 hours later. I wasn't there to see it, but I can picture it perfectly. Her reaching for her phone and realizing it had no service. Her opening the closet and finding gaps where my clothes used to be. Her rushing downstairs, expecting me in the kitchen, only to find silence. Then she found the letter. I kept it simple. You said I disgust you. You said you only wanted my fortune. Today, I give you exactly what you wanted, my absence, and nothing else. That was it. No threats, no accusations, just the truth she handed me herself. By the time she called the bank, everything was gone. By the time she called her mother, panic dripping from her voice, I was checking in at an airport under a name she didn't know existed. By the time she called the police, they told her what I already knew. I hadn't committed a crime. Not even close. Everything I did was legal. Everything was mine to move. Everything she thought she was entitled to slipped through her fingers like smoke. She tried to track me. She hired lawyers. She played victim. What she didn't realize was that my lawyer had already handed over the evidence we'd collected. Recordings, photos, statements, enough to bury any claim she might have made. Her mother, the one who joined in mocking me, had her own voice recorded too. They never saw it coming. They never thought I was listening. Their faces, when confronted by the truth, must have been priceless. I like to imagine the silence, the guilt, the fear, the dawning realization that they underestimated the man they tried to use. Months passed before she sent the first message, then another, then another. Apologies, blame, desperation, all the familiar stages of losing what you never earned. I never responded. Instead, I built myself a new life, smaller, quieter, but mine. The weight she mocked me for, I lost it. The confidence she tried to drain, I rebuilt it. Everything she tried to take, I reclaimed. Some nights I reflect on the moment I overheard her, the moment she showed me who she really was. I'm grateful for it, because betrayal didn't break me, it freed me. She wanted my money. She ended up with my absence. And between the two, my absence was worth far more.